Shalom, Yashallah.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we'd like to say Barakafah, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rukakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to the sincere Akim. This is just a quick sit down, brothers are going to go into just on the topic that Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai is going to give us perfection, because on the way to this location, we were just talking about the fact that niggas, man, that's what we're gonna call you, niggas, spicks, and you natives, because you're not Israelites in your mind in this present captivity, man. You're literally a problem, man, that the Most High Yahweh on this side is gonna eradicate, but in the kingdom, on the flip side, all Israel is gonna be righteous. It's just that the majority of you, the 2/3, need to receive the mercy kill, man. And that's what Yahweh is going to give you in the form of the missiles, in the form of the pestilence, in the form of the race wars, and ultimately by the hands of Esau, his sword, man. But prior to, I just want to read the future prophecy, and then we'll just roll in the spirit and see where the spirit takes us, man. So this is Ezekiel, the 36th chapter. I'm going to start from verse 24. For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries, and will bring you into your own land. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean. What does that basically mean? Ultimately, the Lord Yahweh is going to do the work. So it's not about trying to flee Babylon physically. When the scripture talks about fleeing Babylon, or it's in the essence of renewing your mind, getting your mind right, man. Not trusting in the shadow of Egypt, pursuant to Isaiah the 33rd chapter. Isaiah the 30th chapter. You gotta have faith in Yahweh that He's gonna have mercy upon us, like He said He would do in the scriptures, man. And ultimately speaking, the Lord's building that sanctuary first and foremost with His elect. So it says, from all your filthiness and from all your idols will I cleanse you. A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh. And I will put my spirit within you, and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them. Meaning that the Lord is going to make us perfect. Because we can't make ourselves perfect. We rehearse the righteous acts to the best of our ability, but Yahweh is going to make us sin-proof, man. He's going to make us auto-righteous, basically, pretty much. Everything that we do is going to be in righteousness, man.
Yeah, which is the second covenant.
Yeah, that's right, man. The brother said, man, the second covenant,
the
New Testament. That's right. It says, which is based on better promises, man.
Yeah.
It says, and ye shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers, and ye shall be my people, and I will be your God. I will also save you from all your uncleanness, and I will call for the corn and to increase it, and lay no famine upon you. Basically, Israel's gonna be good. We're all gonna be living in, like, it's really and truly beyond what our wildest imaginations would be could portray literally, because the scripture says, I have not seen nor ear heard the things that Yahweh have in store that have faith in Him, man. But the flip side of that is that on this side we gotta suffer the most, man. We gotta be the literal offscouring of the face of the planet Earth, man. Which is what we got going on right now. You got something you want to comment?
Yeah, just on what you just said. It says Acts 14 and 22, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of the Most High. Right, so just as the brother was going into, we got a kingdom to come, right? Right now, the brother was going into we battle demons, niggers, succubuses, all of the above, right? We just could bring on that one, because you brought up in terms of niggers in the world. The niggers are succubuses, they just come, they use and they take. Also, these women or whatever, what have you. Right, all of these demons all in our midst, and they're gonna try to attack us or whatever, what have you. But we must continue, right? We must continue because there is a prize at the end.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
And we're gonna have to just go through these things because it's part of the trials, part of the tribulation.
That's right. Man. Good morning, that or what this is.
That's the point. Yeah.
This is Apostle Ricard once made a statement about the scripture, and he said, if you're a new brother coming to the truth, you gotta read Sirach, the 2nd chapter, the whole verse through, and then if you can read that and think, yeah, I can still withstand that and sincerely mean it, then that should be your initiation into the truth, man, really and truly. And Sirach, the 2nd chapter, is one of my favorite scriptures in the Bible, man. it says directly, my son, if thou comes to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation, which basically means that it's a prerequisite, man. You got to pretty much be prepared to catch hell. Why? Because Yahweh Shai endorsed taking up your cross. That's a part of taking up your cross. Suffering, even sometimes wrongfully. Like this brother mentioned it, we were speaking about it. Like sometimes you might get cursed out for a thing you might not have done, and then all of a sudden in the spirit it happens. It might be a year later, it might be a couple of years later, or it might be the following day. But nothing just happens, and you know, there's a saying in the world, everything happens for a reason. Ultimately speaking, that's because Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai is pulling the strings. But especially in this thing of ours, in this truth, everything has a significance, man. Everything is spiritual that happens, man. You know, you're gonna come in and say something, or?
Yeah, because you know I've experienced that firsthand. I cursed out for something, you know, getting all emotional, but you know, spirit had it whereby I didn't say anything at the time. But then 3 years later, right then, that thing that I got cursed out for, I was like, you know, you feel cut because you go back, you ring back into that moment. But that's why scriptures say what they say.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. Look at Peter. Look at Simon Peter. Yahweh Shai told him he was going to betray him 3 times. And you know Simon Peter was zealous. So he was like, Lord, me, the man that cut off the man's ear that tried to take you. You're telling him that me, the rock of your church, like Peter, I'm gonna, the head disciple, I'm gonna betray you. But Yahweh Shai knew, man. And that's the fear of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, that ultimately speaking, no man knows his lot. It's an easy thing to say, yeah, when Esau busts through my door and throws and smoke grenades and comes with the tanks and the armies, I'm gonna come out there like the Black Panther, and I'm just gonna start doing some like ultimately speaking, no man knoweth, man. That's why you gotta pray that Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai puts the spirit upon you. Did not King David, one of the greatest warrior kings that ever lived, say that Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai is the one that teacheth his arms to war, that helpeth him to bend the bow still? So ultimately, like the book of Romans 9 says, man, it's not of him that willeth, or he that runneth. It's of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai that chooseth.
A quick one for you. This is 1 Corinthians 9 27. But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I've preached to others, I myself should be a castaway.
And there's many examples of that. The reason me and this brother are in the truth. Hey, there was a man that once, you could say, introduced us to the basics, and then obviously through the spirit-led brothers to get to the where we are now, meeting the elder brothers in the camp, joining the camp, watching the apostles. You know, I for one, a guy pretty much about the same age range as me. He found out about the truth the same time I did. Now through the grace and power of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, I'm here. And that guy's bugged out. Like he got into that Rastafarian doctrine. He started coming out with that fucking, you know, that I don't know what that following is, that cult following of the queen is a reptilian, and you know, that shit. Like, this is what I'm saying. This is what the spirit can do unto you,
broad
man.
Is the way.
Broad is the way, like the brother said, man. If the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai don't want you getting this, you ain't gonna get it, man. If the Lord wants to if the Lord wants you to endure unto the end, and right at the end you fold and take the chip, the Lord can do that, man. Because you gotta understand, yeah, brothers have come a long way, but we're still not out of here, man. That's why you gotta have the mentality, man, like I said in GMSFAQ too, man, to prepare that soul for temptation, meaning that there's gonna be constant temptation, constant hell, constant trials and tribulation, constant blockers, but you gotta be in the mentality to circumvent that. You got more you wanna come with?
Yeah, that was the point.
That's the point, yeah. Just gonna be a bit more in GMSFAQ 2, verse 2. Set that heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. This is, the time of Jacob's trouble is going to be some real serious shit, man. But what did the Lord say? That he's going to raise up a standard against Esau. And that standard is ultimately going to be that spiritual power that the Lord's going to give his men to withstand in that day. Now, you'll hear that and you think we're bugged out, but that's the thing. Through the foolishness of preaching, man, you know, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai is going to save them that believe.
That's right. Because
when the Lord came on the scene, you got to remember, the Lord was physically, it was in a world that existed. There were people around him. There was trade. There was wars going on in certain areas of the world. There was active things going on. There were the kings in certain areas. There was the wars against Rome. But Yahweh Shai came on the scene, and he was basically saying, listen, I am the light, the truth, and the way. Them scriptures you're reading, I'm that guy, like, and not in no carnal, not in no self, but he was literally telling them, listen, I am who those scriptures are talking about. Now, like they looked at him and they said, "Is this not Joseph and Mary's son?" Literally, the same way brothers would be out there prophesying. They're like, "Is that guy that went to school in Haringey? Don't we know? We know this guy. We grew up together. We was in the same year. I know his older brother, his cousin." But guess what, man? The Lord Yahweh is using us as a stumbling block onto you people, man. And as long as we ultimately maintain in this truth, we maintain our lot as those spiritual whistleblowers, I should say, really and truly, those spiritual messengers, man, pursuant to Ezekiel the 2nd chapter, Ezekiel the 3rd chapter. If we endure unto the end, your blood is washed off our hands, man. And this is why we come out here so fervent, which is why we push out the videos, because it's about pushing out Yahweh Shai, man, so that ultimately speaking, the Lord can look upon us and say, at least that guy did the work, man. He kept the fire burning, you know. Verse 4 says, "Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state." Now, go on.
When thou art changed to a lower state, not if you get changed to a lower state.
That's right, man.
You know, as it said at the beginning, prepare thyself for temptation, because that temptation is gonna come.
That's right. Hey, the Apostle Paul said, "I know how to be both abound and to be abased." Yahweh Shai, though he was once rich, for our sakes became poor, man. So you're going to have the good times, you're going to have the lows. Job is a perfect example of that. Because Job's kids were celebrating, they were having a party, everything was all good. Then the house came down upon them, man. Job got boils, man. You know, his wife started cursing him out. And all of a sudden, everything around him started to crumble. In my work situation, mentioned it to this brother, I won't go into specifics, but, you know, like my work situation, the company's done a restructure on people that have been there for years for thinking, yeah, you know, I'm going to have my retirement fund. I'm going to get my kids to work here. Now they're getting fucked over. And all of a sudden, their whole thing of, oh, this is fantastic. Yeah, morning coffee and that. Yeah, all of that is now, oh, shit, what about my pension? What about my children's future? But can you tell me I'm going to be made redundant in a year? I've got children to feed. I have no partner. But this is what I'm saying. This is the situation that a lot of you people are finding yourselves in because of the fact that you trust in the shadow of Egypt and not Yahweh Shai.
That's right. Hey, because you know what it is, man. We through these scriptures, we got 2nd Ezra 16:40 right onwards, right? It speaks about him that soweth as him that will not reap. Right, so and scriptures also say, "He that uses the word is not abusing it." We know everything in this is temporal. We also know what the scriptures say when Yahweh basically where it says a man can receive nothing except to be given him from the Most High, right? And also what Job said about shall we receive good from the Most High, not evil, right? So put on all of these things. Also in Ecclesiastes the 12th chapter, right, when it's speaking about the windows be darkened, right, i.e. referencing the fact that these jobs will start going when the grounding is low, right? So when you put all of those things together, us brothers in the truth, you know, when we hear of job cuts, you know, that's why we live a certain way. That's why we don't, you know, live beyond our means. We know that at any point, you know, this kingdom's gonna fall, one, and if not, then you know, we know Satan's around or whatever, what have you. Satan might jump on your boss and now you're jobless. Or you fall under that restructuring banner, right? Here it is. You think
collateral damage. That's right.
Right, and as I said, putting all these things together, because we know Esau's kingdom's falling down, right? Well, I mean, those jobs that are gone, they were added when things were going good.
Yeah, that's right.
But now things are going bad. They scrimping and saving.
Cost cutting, bro. That's right, man. And Esau's gonna come down on you, Jakes, man. Physically, eventually. But right now, he's doing it through the means of his system. I just want to bring this out. Revelations, the 12th chapter and the 12th verse. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe, meaning destruction, to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. Esau Edom knows his kingdom is up, man. Look at what's happening with this Brexit situation. This shit is fucked up. You even got it where niggas know what's good. Like, niggas are looking at a so-called white man like, yo, this is fucked. Like, you got it where these people are supposed to be leading the country, and then they can't even decide on what faction they're gonna. Edomites are scrambling, and you got other Edomites in other countries. Like, look at these Brits. Look at them. Look at these people. Look at it. Like, I mean, even the heathen. It's Isaiah 14, isn't it? That has become small among the heathen. You know, the once great British Empire conquering lands, taking the gold. all of that. Now look at you, man.
Yeah, and then that's going to be America soon, because all these nations will look at Esau like who are who did you just quote? My man,
Isaiah 14, man. Is this the man?
Yeah, is this the man? Yeah, all these nations in the king, they're gonna be looking at Esau like, is this the man?
Yeah.
Because look at America now, the big bad bully of the world, and then in the kingdom they're gonna be nothing. Hey, but do you know what? It's beautiful. Because the same way these Edomites be looking at them Cushites, them Ethiopians.
Oh yeah, it's the same way
they used to be the rulers, and their kingdom was better than Esau's.
Yeah, 100%. And that's the beautiful thing about it, is that, like Yahweh Shai said in Matthew the 24th chapter to the apostles, what to watch out for, man. Hey, but you people can't see it, man. But really and truly, we see it. Why? Because the Lord's given us the understanding, man. The spirit to know that this place is built to be destroyed, man. Yeah, this place ain't built to last, man. This place is on its last legs, man. On April the 12th, they pushed it back from March the 29th to April the 12th. And Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Ra'azah, they leave with no deal, man. That's what I hope for, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Ra'azah, because, yo, let that shit happen. Like, okay, so what, about 29% of the food in this country, research comes from EU sources. Naturally, if they ain't got that, if they ain't got no deal, they come out the single market, what's gonna happen? You ain't got no food in your Morrisons, your Asda's, your Tesco's, your Sainsbury's. You know, like the migrant force, like EU workers do a hell of a construction.
Yeah.
Romanians, agriculture, what's it called? Manufacturing, retail. You got so many different outlets. A lot of these cars, for example, these German cars that niggas love, you know, all your BMWs and your Mercs and your Audis. Like, if Mercedes, that is a German company, Audi, etc., BMW, can't just freely bring their cars in, and then they're having to pay heavy tax to import them into the UK, you're gonna pay that price, man. Fuel. You know, this place is fucked, but go on, bro.
This is Isaiah 13:14, and it shall be as the chased roe, and as the sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land. Right, and that's, you start to see that, and that Brexit is helping to bring forth that prophecy, man.
That's right.
Right, because you had people that, you know, were hiding in their hatred. But they starting to show it. So what these Eastern European guys, they're like, wait, raw, y'all are just some racist bastards, man.
That's right.
Then what they gonna do? You say, yes, y'all are some racist bastards. It's, what you call it? It's better for me over there in mainland Europe. So they gonna dip. Right? And then when shit starts happening in mainland Europe, they're gonna be like, no, fuck Spain, fuck France, fuck Italy. I'm gonna go back to, you know, my Estonias, my Lithuanias and all of that.
Brother, I got one at work. So fuck these British. Fuck. She said, blood. Like, fuck these British. Fuck British whites, man. Like that, that's how they go on, blood. Because at the end of the day, yeah, Esau's through, man. And Yahweh Shai said, if Satan be divided against Satan, how then shall his kingdom stand? He was cursing out the wicked scribes and Pharisees back then, saying if he came in the name of Beelzebub, how, you know, but ultimately speaking, that scripture's twofold, because you can apply it to this so-called white man right now, man. In the book of Daniel, it told you that with the toes, man, they be split, man. You know, the kingdom of Esau, man. You know when you got the devil in rulership, he can't even agree within himself. In all of these different kingdoms, man, they had set classifications of people, but people weren't as fucked up as you got them now. Like, literally, you've got people out here so fucked up. You know, like, you wake up, people will call it, in the UK, we refer to those people as maybe like nitties, you know, like a crackhead. Like, people are so fucked up out here that literally, they're stuck in a demonic cycle of just wake up, homeless, so fuck it, I'm gonna buy some crack. Fuck, like, can't even get it, like, there's no, like, in the kingdom of Israel, you would have to actually leave a portion of fruits outside so that the poor could eat something as they walked past. Esau will have your Sainsbury's, because I used to work in a Sainsbury's. You know, I used to work in one of those motherfuckers, man. And you get bread and food and shit that's still edible, but just because it's near the end, it's end date, rather than give it to like some homeless shelter, if Esau's really about helping the poor, he's just gonna throw all this shit out. Let you try and take some home. Like, what you doing, nigga? Well, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how the spirit of Esau is, man. Just mass consumption, man.
Yeah, and it goes also back to Isaiah 10, right? Which your warrants you that decree unrighteous decrees.
Yeah.
Right, because hey, do you know why? Obviously Esau's the devil, right? But a lot of the times will be like they're chucking it away because if someone eats it gets ill, then they're getting sued. Well, what does the scripture say? The love of money is the root of all evil.
That's right.
Right, because these guys, they don't follow the laws of the Bible. Right, when anyone can just take, like the MAGA hat kid, the one that started the whole Covington Boys thing. Right, that kid is suing all of these different companies $250 million. $250 million.
Fucking hell.
Right? Now, obviously, the scriptures has a law on bearing false witness, right? But it's reasonable. If I bear false witness on you, how about Hashem Yashar forbid that happens in real life? But if I did, and the punishment in the scriptures is you give someone, say, 2 shekels, then if I lie, I give you 2 shekels. Or if if you accuse someone of doing something worthy of death, then I get put to death. But in Esau's law, they just throw numbers up in the air. They just do this, do that. Why? Because it's unrighteous, and everything about this kingdom is unrighteous and wicked, man.
Hey, you said about Esau's system. They'll have a jury of people. You'll have a transsexual in there. You'll have like a faggot in there. You'll have a woman somewhere. Women can't be no judges. Yeah, you
don't know what shoes they're gonna pick, Huck. They don't know what shoes they want to buy.
Saying, man. You know when Levi get like this, it's real. You know what I'm saying? Like, Levi come like Benjamin. Yeah. But you know, like, no, man, it's real talk, bro. Hey, women are fucked up out here, man. You're gonna have like the brother rightfully said, man. People like that on your panel. You're gonna have like a transsexual. You'll have. I know they've done that. I know. I don't even have to look it up. I know that's happened. So you're gonna have people that can't decide on their gender, like talking about he's guilty or not. Like you gotta understand the kind of realm that we live in, where they'll have the Bible there. In this kingdom, the Bible is just it's a decoration. People have the Bible in their house, like like I got that painting on my grandma, and then the Bible, like I've got the finest Bible, like you have like some book you got maybe when you went to study at college or some shit, and you never opened it. It's still fresh, like not a dog ear, nothing. Look at brothers' Bibles. Brothers' Bibles be missing the front page because brothers are actively turning them pages. You know what I mean? Doing what they need to be doing because we're actually out here actively pushing out the word, man.
Yeah, you see, if you look at brother's scriptures, the scriptures are fresh. You can't. It's like new scriptures.
You know what I mean, bro? That's my 3rd, 4th one in, bro. You know what I mean? Like over a couple of years, man. And that's the kind of spirit you're supposed to have. You're supposed to be pushing this truth hard, man. Because really and truly, like we was going into catching hell. If you're a man of the Lord, you're gonna catch hell. But you know what you gotta do? You gotta embrace it, man. And then really and truly, you gotta embrace it in the spirit of fuck it. I'm catching the hell on this side, but this is a wicked ass kingdom anyway. Number one, why would you want to win in a society like this? And then second of all, I've got better coming to me in the righteous kingdom that Yahweh Shai is gonna establish, man. You know. And that's the thing, we're losers on this side, but though our outward man perish, our inward man is renewed daily. We're catching the L so that we can sit the Yahweh Shai with the king of the universe, man. And that's the beautiful thing about it, man. Like, why the fuck would I want to be out here in this society, in the fucking middle of the ghetto, in a nice plush house with niggas trying to plotting on when the nigga leaves, so I can run up in his house and steal that American, and rape his wife and kill his kid. Like fuck that, man. We're in the spirit of Yahweh Shai first, man. Fitting your life around the scriptures, not the scriptures around your life. So,
this is Wisdom 5:15-16. But the righteous live forevermore. Their reward also is with the Lord, and the care of them is with the Most High. Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom, and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand. For with it his right hand shall he cover them, and with his arm shall he protect them.
That's right.
Right, and that's in line with 2nd Ezra, the 2nd chapter, from 45 onwards. Right, basically going into the fact that the Lord Yahweh Shai himself is gonna crown the elect, man. Yeah. Right, so we gon' catch hell on this side, man. But it's worth it, man.
That's right.
It's worth it.
That's right, man. That's right.
Oh, in fact, Baba Kashaf, if I can get this real quick.
Yeah. Because man, the Lord's gonna bless us, man. Don't think that what we're doing is in vain, brothers, man. And that's where faith comes in. Because you gotta have faith you ultimately speaking, faith is it's an essential thing in this truth. You got to sincerely believe that every Saturday you're out there putting in your work. You might be a young man. You could have been out there pursuing some sort of football or some irrelevant shit, but you know what's held great according to this world, a music career. You could have been the next big thing, but you're out there on that Oxford Street, you're out there on that 34th Avenue, you're out there in LA, you know, Jamaica, whatever the hell brothers are at, pushing this truth, man. The Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua looks upon that favorably. Because did he not say that all those that have given up wives, houses, brethren, for my sake shall receive sevenfold in the kingdom? Yeah. So, you know, you might have been a potentially great singer or something in this society. Hey, you're going to be playing them harps in the kingdom, man. You're going to, and righteousness, man. You know? Go on, bro. Yeah.
2 Corinthians 4:17, for our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory.
And that's beautiful. That's what we started with in Ezekiel the 36th chapter. Because meaning that through all of the hell and the sacrifice that we catch on this side, although we're living a peasant lifestyle, we're going to be elevated to a true king-like status in the kingdom, man. We're literally going to be the living embodiment of Yasha Allah, man. Yeah. The prince of the power, man.
Prince of the power.
And every Israelite is going to be on that level. You might see a bugged out Israelite right now, but the Rothschilds are going to be bowing down to the most cracked out Israelite on this side. And that's something to behold. That shows you the power of the Lord. Because we were once the greatest people on the face of the planet Earth, man. King Solomon had it to where gold was a stone in the kingdom of Israel. And now look at us, man. On the block, drillers and that, you know what I mean? And living in the ghettos and shit. But the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to restore us. He's going to beautify us. And ultimately speaking, the Lord is going to do the works, man, for the brothers that keep the faith and keep pushing this word to the best of their ability, man. Yeah. So
silver is stone, gold is silver, or something like that. Cool. And then you're showing you the majesty of what that means. You remember when you was young, you might have been walking home on your own or whatever. You know, you just kicking the rocks, pretending it's a football. You didn't care about them rocks afterwards. You just went home.
Come.
And that's what silver was like in the time of King Solomon, man.
That's a good analogy, bro. That's real talk, man. That's real talk.
It just shows you what great things are coming. And all we gotta do is wait, man. Because everything on this side is tainted, man. And that's just the real of the situation.
That's right, man. That's right, man. So, brothers, man, this was just a quick lesson, just to exhort, man, to stay in the spirit. Stay in the spirit of willingly catching that hell, man, like the apostles did in Acts the 5th chapter, man, 29th verse on down. Because when Peter and them were beaten in the congregation for Yahweh's sake, what did they do? They came up rejoicing that they were counted worthy to suffer shame for his name, man. Fuck it if you get arrested while speaking at camp for doing the work of the Lord. The man are looking at you like, yeah, get that nigga. You know why? Because they all brought damnation upon themselves, and the Lord's seen that, and that's another tick on your checklist, man, in the spirit, you know. So stay strong, brothers, man. I know that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua loves us, man. Honestly speaking, the Lord chasteneth them that he loveth, you know. The scripture says that, you know. So yeah, man, I mean, with that, man, I feel, you know, we hit the point. So to the next time, like, man, we say Shalom and Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakah, man.